Hi everyone, this is Marina and Andre with the Hiking Sparrow. We hope life is treating you well. Today we are going to try to find petroglyphs in one of the canyons bordering Robson Arizona Mining World, the place we visited in part 1. Back in October, it was still way too hot to go wandering into the canyon, so we made a very wise decision. We postponed this little trip until winter. Looking ahead, I have to admit, the desert, along with Arizona's incredibly mild winters, has spoiled us a little. A little? Probably more like a lot. We got used to easy trails with warm sunshine to the point where sneakers seem perfectly fine for most hikes, and hiking sticks feel almost unnecessary. The kind of confidence that only comes from too many easy trails, right? So this time, relaxed, maybe a little too relaxed, we returned to the quiet Robson settlement and headed out in search of petroglyphs. Of course, we brought plenty of water. Out here, water is everything, especially in the summer. In fact, we always, and I mean always, carry extra water in the car, some of it frozen in bottles, just in case. And cases do happen, because life happens, right? What if the car breaks down and the nearest town is miles away on foot? Or what if we come across someone else stranded on the road and can at least offer them water? Because in the desert, water is life. We also dressed in layers, so we could adjust as needed. For trips like this, we have our go-to setup: zip-off pants, light windbreakers, folded small enough to disappear into a backpack, and of course, hats. Oh, and the sunglasses in Arizona. Back when we lived in the Pacific Northwest, we never went hiking without proper boots and hiking sticks. But here in Arizona, with its gentle winters and relatively easy terrain, we drifted away from that habit. As it turns out, that was a big mistake. Before we continue, let me remind you of what petroglyphs are. These are ancient rock carvings, images or symbols etched, packed, or scratched into stone surface such as cliffs, boulders, or cave walls. They represent one of the earliest forms of human artistic expression, dating from the Paleolithic period through the Middle Ages. It is believed that petroglyphs often held ritual or spiritual significance and were part of sacred sites. In Arizona and throughout the American Southwest, they were more than just art. They were a vital tool for survival and social organization. Many petroglyphs marked migration routes. Spirals, so common in this land, may represent not only cycles of time or the sun, but also physical movement, the path a tribe traveled, or a place where a group split. In our arid desert, information about water was literally a matter of life and death. Certain symbols, such as wavy lines or animals associated with water, could indicate the direction to nearby springs, streams, or hidden reservoirs. Petroglyphs also often served as territorial markers, defining the boundaries of hunting grounds or clan lands, helping to prevent conflict between neighboring groups. They told stories of success, of deer, of bighorn sheep, of the hunt, but perhaps also whispered hopes, rituals meant to call life closer. Some petroglyphs even functioned as solar calendars. Can you believe that? Solar calendars back then. Shadows cast by rocks would align with specific symbols during solstices, signaling times for planting crops or ceremonies. Modern Native American tribes emphasize that these stones are not merely archaeological objects, they are living voices of their ancestors, still telling the story of their people. I think their story is fascinating. I really like stories of indigenous people of Southwest or Pacific Northwest or any Native Americans or native in Siberia. I am part native Siberian. Maybe that's why I'm fascinated with these stories. I don't know. You tell me. In our journey to Grapevine Canyon in Nevada, you can see many examples of these petroglyphs. So on this cool January morning, we set out in search of them, in sneakers and without hiking sticks. Yeah, big mistake. Up to the canyon, the trail was easy. You could even say excelente, wide, almost inviting. The kind of trail that makes you believe you've made all the right choices. It was smooth, almost suspiciously good, too good to be true. But the canyon had other plans. Barely 20 meters in, everything changed. The ground turned to stone, uneven, shifting, unpredictable. Massive boulders blocked the way, forcing us to climb, to balance, to navigate sharp fragments fallen from the canyon walls. And with me being vertically challenged, it was very challenging to conquer those massive boulders. To go up or even go down. Actually, going down is a lot harder than going up. Andre tried to continue further along the trail, or rather to hop from one boulder to another for about 200 meters, but eventually turned back. The map, kindly provided by the museum staff, and most likely drawn sometime in the 1970s, belonged to a different version of this canyon, definitely not reflecting the current condition of the trail at all. Let's just say this was no longer a casual walk or a walk in the park. Every step demanded attention and reminded us we had underestimated this place. At this point, we had to admit it. We had made a mistake. So we made our way back to the car, but not without promising ourselves that we would return properly prepared next time. And just to give you a little spoiler, we did come back. But that is a story for part 3. For now, just walk with us a little longer, enjoy the views along the trail leading to the canyon. Thank you for traveling with us. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.